Hi everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be reviewing a few topics we think will be helpful for model usability: conditional format, constrain input, and word wrap. Let's start with conditional formatting. You may have weekly or monthly goals and want to know, at a glance, how well you're performing. One of the best ways to do this is to create some conditional formatting rules. For instance, let's say we have a goal of reaching 10 new clients each month. As actuals come in, we want to visually be able to see if we've hit that target. To do that, first we'll select our actual item and then right-click. We'll pick Conditional Format from the list. Now we can create our rules. Before we start, it's important to note that the order of these rules matters. The top rule will be implemented before the second, and so on. For that reason, let's start by creating a rule for empty cells. We don't want any special formatting for this condition, so all we'll need to do is select When Cells Are Empty from the dropdown. The Format Preview column shows you how the cells will appear for each rule. We're not changing any of the default settings now, but we will for our next rule. Now let's create a rule to show that we hit our target. We'll click the green plus sign to add the next rule, and from the dropdown, we'll select that the cell values are greater than or equal to. You'll notice that when we click into this field, the background turns green, just like when you're writing a formula. That's because you can now interact with the model. You could enter a number here, but instead, in this case, it makes more sense to go into the model and select Goal. That way the formatting will remain true, even if we update the goal. And of course, this time, to indicate that we hit our goal, we'll turn the background green. And finally, we can set our last condition. If the value is less than the goal, we'll make that cell red. Now that these rules are set, when we look at our actuals row, we can see the changes. The empty cells are blank, and the other cells are displaying the correct formatting. If we enter a number into May, you'll see that the formatting continues there. Now, to highlight the importance of the order of the conditions, let's go back to our list. We can use the arrows to move the selection up or down. You'll see if we move our red cell condition to the top, now all the empty cells turn red. That's because the rule containing the red formatting now comes first. Okay, let's reset our conditions. You might be thinking, I can do something like this in a two-dimensional spreadsheet. While it's true that other tools offer conditional formatting, they are still limited by their overall structure. Because Quantrix is multidimensional and offers always-on pivoting, we can easily move our category tiles and the formatting remains. This is also true for our formulas. They will remain intact as well. Now let's look at how we can constrain our input. In this section, we'll create a list, set up calendar dates, and configure Boolean values. Let's say we have a matrix set up to track the progress of certain projects. We have a column that will include the project owner, a column that includes our start date, and a column that displays whether a project has been approved. Constraining the input for these columns is easy. First, let's set up our project owners. We'll right-click our project owner item and select Constrain Input. Because we're going to be adding a list of names, we'll select List as the value type. We can click Edit to build our list. Now we can add in a series of sample names. Once we're happy with our list, we can click OK, and once again, to confirm. Now, when we select a cell from our product owner column, we'll be provided with a drop-down of our list. If we need to make changes to this list in the future, we can come back and edit it. Okay, great. Let's take a look at our start date column next. Once again, we'll right-click on the item and select Constrain Input. This time, we'll pick Date as the value type. We could set up ranges or rules, but for the purposes of this video, we'll just allow any date. Once we confirm these changes, you'll notice that when we select a cell from that column, we are shown a calendar icon. We can click that icon to choose the correct date. Alternatively, we could type the date into that cell. Now that we've entered a few more dates, we can move on to our approval column. Here, we'll select the value type as Boolean. Boolean values can be thought of as yes, no, or true, false. In this case, though, to make things easier visually, we'll add a checkbox. We'll leave the default value as unchecked. Immediately, you'll see the unchecked boxes in that column, and once a project is approved, we can click in that box and a green check mark will appear. Just like in the conditional formatting section, we don't need to worry about our structure or rules breaking when we pivot our data. Additionally, when you add one of these matrices to a canvas, you can still connect widgets to the cells. For example, we can connect status lights to our Boolean constraint. Now, when that box is checked, we can configure the properties so that the light turns green. And finally, the last topic for this video is our word wrap feature. Maybe you've been writing in a cell and noticed that the text continues on the same line, and you've wanted to adjust the column size along with the text. If you try to move the column back, the text might get cut off. A way to resolve this is our word wrap feature. Simply select the item you want to wrap and then click the word wrap icon. Keep in mind that word wrap is incompatible with auto size and will disable it for that entire view. This will automatically adjust row heights so that you can see all the text in the cells. Now when we adjust the width of the column, our text moves with it. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this useful. If you're new to Quantrix and want to learn more about how our software can work in your business, get in touch with us. We offer a free 30-day trial and personalized demos. See you in the next video.